caught wearing a wire.
It's your boy Schooly. Welcome to another video. If you're new here, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you got a little extra time and care a little bit, leave a heart or something. But today, I come to y'all with another video from Law and Crime. It's about Lil Durk and the whole OTF scandal. Man, this is crazy, man. I'm sad to see my boy go out like this, but we gotta live with the choices that we make, right?
Okay, we have so many big choices to make.
But let's get into this video.
Another rapper federally indicted, and these charges couldn't be more serious. The government claims that rapper Lil Durk ordered a hit on a rival in retaliation for the death of a close friend. The U.S. attorney calls it a cold-blooded murder. The twists and turns of this case can get a little complicated, but we're going to talk about it all with an attorney who has a lot of experience defending high-profile rappers. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Okay, so it's time to talk about this legal trouble that's now facing Grammy Award-winning rap artist Lil Durk because he was arrested in Florida and charged with being part of a murder conspiracy that crisscrossed the country. Prosecutors allege that the rapper ordered a hit from Chicago on a man in Los Angeles. So it's a little bit of a convoluted story, but we're going to try to make sense of it for you. We have 32-year-old Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks. He started his rise to fame in 2010 when he started a collective called Only the Family, or OTF. His most well-known songs are All My Life with J. Cole, Broadway Girls with Morgan Wallen. His featured part in Drake's Laugh Now, Cry Later has really brought him up to attention. But last week, U.S. Marshals had stopped Banks from leaving the country at a Florida airport and booked him into the Broward County Jail. He had been indicted on a charge of conspiracy to use interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, resulting in death. He's also been hit with weapons charges, too. These are federal charges, by the way. Very, very serious charges. We'll talk more about it, but we've gotten our hands.
I wonder, how do they charge him with weapons charges?
Just like they did.
If he wasn't a felon and, like, he wasn't there of the crime, how do they charge him with weapons charges? He get charged with weapons that somebody else used, or is it they found the gun on him or something? That's crazy. Let's go.
On an affidavit from an FBI agent who was investigating Banks' connection to what was this brazen shooting at an LA gas station. And we also have the indictment from the Central District of California. So we're going to be taking information from both documents. And now, because the court documents refer to the people involved in this case by their birth names, we're going to do the same. We'll talk about that in a second. But to get into this, I want to bring in celebrity defense attorney, friend of the show, Bradford Cohen, to talk more about this. Bradford, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. We have another rap star taken into custody on some pretty serious charges, very different than the Sean Combs case, which we've been talking so much about. Just what are your initial thoughts on the indictment, the affidavit, these initial documents, and the initial allegations alleged by prosecutors?
So I think that when we look at the indictment itself, what's so interesting is, you know, and this happens quite often, they don't put all and everything that they have in the indictment because they don't have to, right? Either less is more for an assistant U.S. attorney or the U.S. attorney's office. And in this case, I think that's what they did. They gave them enough to know that they know what's going on, but not enough to know everything that's going on. I think, obviously, there's been some rumors that there's been a snitch among his group that has been wearing a wire for some time.
Now, I wasn't there. I'm not a part of this, but they keep saying OTF Jim is the snitch.
People get pinched, snitches snitch.
And if he really got down on him, how they saying that he got down on him, delete your iCloud if the feds didn't homie though. When trial coming, ain't your father be your homie though. That's
it's like the worst thing you can do.
Man, and it's like, imagine being around this guy and he really with the feds and you think y'all cool. Like, man, that's nasty, man. But we gonna see, is OTF Jim the new YSL Woody?
Anyone? It's YSL, thank you.
Well, we gonna keep checking it out, man. Let's see what they talking about.
Everyone involved, depending on how much talking there was going on. What I thought was interesting with the indictment is, a lot of things around Durk basically revolve around funding that he paid for airport, he paid for flights, he paid for hotels, he paid for car rentals, all these things that they utilized in this, quote unquote murder for hire plot. So that's really where they're tying him in right now. But I think there's going to be more to come. And I think that there's going to be individuals that either will flip or that have already flipped, or there's going to be someone very close to him that was wearing a wire that would be willing to testify.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that wearing a wire was some real TV shit.
He's wearing a wire.
You got me.
You're wearing a wire.
You got me because I never...